let's get the money out of the bank.
Out of the vortex and into the bank, or out of the bank and into the rug?
Let's get it out of the vortex through the creation mode. That's really, really, really easy and really, really fun. And the entry point to it is self-interest.
And knowing that it's there, knowing that the resources are there and that you've already put them there and that they belong to you and that there's no question about if it is yours. There may be some question about when, because everyone's at varying degrees of allowing. What is momentum? Momentum is attention to something, and then it gathers power and speed. You can take any subject and turn it into something that's bigger and has more attraction power. So it's about focus, isn't it? It's about thinking about what I want and why I want it, and just filling as many of those details in as you can. And the more you do, then the faster it comes and the more comes.
Well, let's talk about how what you just described you do constantly anyways. It's natural. So the preference, the sorting and sifting of preference is a natural state.
Yes.
Of humanity.
The choosing, the preferring,
yes.
The pointing, the deciding, the self-interest, the choosing for me. I prefer that. Just like when you go to the buffet, you don't put things on your plate that you really don't want in your mouth. You choose based upon what you believe you will enjoy. And it's the same thing.
So you sort and sift all day long, whether you're conscious or not. And in this forum,
but when you are conscious,
yes,
you choose good feeling things and you stay with them so that you can enjoy the feeling of momentum. Because if you move about too many different things, if you're just touching the top of things and not really allowing the 17 seconds and the 17 seconds and the 17 seconds and the 17 seconds, it's about that. It's about deliberately increasing the momentum by holding your positive, or better said, good feeling focus on the subject of your desire. And it works much better if you are doing it on your own rather than engaging others, because they distract, they have different intentions. So it's keeping your ideas to yourself until they're fully developed, till they have some real attraction power, and then you can talk to others about it.
So this deliberate creation and what we're talking about of picking our focus and focusing on it, and it feels really good. But then there is a moment where we actually unleash, like let it go, let all, even because this is a lot of action, picking deliberately.
Let's clarify that.
Okay.
Through life, you've put a lot into your vortex, and it's yours. And your inner being is focused on it. It's really yours. And the cooperative components have been gathered, and they are really yours. But if you are taking score, you don't let what's yours in yet. If you're trying too hard, you don't let it in. So that's the advantage of letting it go. But you're talking about something different. You're beyond letting it go because you're a focuser. You don't let go something that feels good when you focus upon it. In other words, it's like when the inspiration comes, you just bring it all the way home.
So I want to talk about that a little bit, because sometimes initially the thinking of it, so the magic of me is the ability to release the thinking but not release the feeling of it feeling good. So I let the feeling of it feeling good, but I release my mind so new ideas can come to me.
Well said, because if you didn't say that, we were going to jump all over you and say it for you. Because the law of attraction will bring more and more and more. And you can tell the precision of your focus by how steadily good ideas come, and good and good and good and good and good and good and good. Or experiences.
So I had the experiment that I made last year of releasing the arguing, meaning sometimes I would get an idea and then I would be like, oh, I don't want to do that, or that idea isn't going to give me that big thing that I've been feeling good about, so I'm not going to do it. So I decided to stop arguing with the ideas that came to me, and I just did them, and it I accidentally made $1 million. And the ideas that came to me, sometimes it was, do this thing for free. Do this thing for this. Do this for that. And it had all of this variety, and I had pleasure in every part of it.
So if you hadn't said that, we were going to say that for you. That the satisfaction factor, the pleasure factor, the feeling good factor, when that's your motive.
Nobody could have told me how good I could feel. I already felt good, and I did not understand the level of feeling good that could be more.
Yeah, and you still don't really know that.
I know.
Because scratching the bare surface of it, what begins to happen is the more you allow the law of attraction to gather the specifics of it, and the more you bask in the deliciousness of the specifics as they're gathered, then the more broad it is, the more far-reaching it is, and the more variety there is. And then the more moments in time have convergences of many wonderful things all at once. It's like when you've got a really good conversation going on with a group of people, all of a sudden you all say the same thing at the same time. It's like you're all right there, or you say that leads to that and that and that and that, and you can just feel the synergy of what you've got going on. And this is a cooperative universe. The law of attraction makes it so. So when you become cooperative to your own intentions and to your own desire and to your own inner being, then your empowerment becomes more evident to you, and eventually evident to anyone who's looking at you. They just kind of can't figure out why your life is unfolding the way that it is. Yeah, really good.
There's like a funny thing. So in a lot of that year or time of allowing, so I prefer like a whisper. I don't prefer like too many thoughts. Similar to the gentleman who sat in here.
Well, in the beginning, the whisper is not only enough, it's all you can get. Just one little marble. But as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and your appetite to hear the momentum and the volume and the capacity becomes more and more and more. In other words, don't start trying to manage the law of attraction. Just enjoy it.
It's just my preference to let it be light.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
In the beginning, but
okay.
Don't you like to start out that way? And then don't you like it to go from satisfaction to exuberance to a sort of passion and exhilaration that just knocks your socks off? Yes, you do. And you don't want to stay there all the time, but you do want to build to that. Yes, you do. Come on. When Esther, she doesn't have this little Audi R8 anymore, but she had it for a while, and it was invigorating. It went fast, and it hugged the road. One day she was sitting in traffic, and she thought, I'll bet you can fly. She actually had that feeling that if she just thought hard enough, it would just jump over the traffic and get over on that road. That's how that machine felt to her, because it was so responsive to her intentions, you see. And there's so many things like that that are responsive to your intentions.
I'm appreciating this so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Get out. You're good? Yeah, really good. Really good.